Now I know what you're thinking. What the hell, Joe? What does the title of this video even mean? How to enjoy and love Final Fantasy XIV without playing Final Fantasy XIV? Well, let me tell you. Something that really stands out to me about Final Fantasy XIV is its community, and sometimes, especially during the painful and arduous wait for the newest expansion, come on now, Dawn Trail, let's hurry it up. It's often encouraged to Final Fantasy XIV players, even by the dev team and Yoshi-P himself, to take a break once in a while. But what if I don't want to take a break? What if I want to retain the magic of Final Fantasy XIV that can't be brought anywhere else? What if I've cleared all of the current content that I want to do and I'm a little exhausted from playing the game, but I still want to keep the buzz going? There's honestly so many ways to be involved with this game and its, quite frankly, incredible culture that you don't even need to be playing the game at all. The community for this game, like I said, is like a miniature culture in and of itself, and that means that there is something there that can be interacted with in a plethora of ways. And I want to take you through a few options for that kind of outlet that you might want to look at, so let's get to it. So the first option is something that's honestly pretty obvious to a lot of people, which is to simply just stay in touch with the community. Like, if you're somebody that gets their fill from FF14 through its community, like me, then there's tons of different ways that you can keep up with your friends or even make new ones for the time when you're not actually playing FF14. Of course, many groups that have become friends, whether they were raiding groups or they're RPers or anything like that, will have their own groups that they can stay in touch with for themselves. But there are a crazy number of varying Discord servers alone that I could take up this whole video to go into detail with. But I'm going to point you in the direction of this Reddit post here that's in the FF14 Red subreddit that takes a ton of different ones that will get you involved no matter what your tastes are within the game. I myself take part in The Balance, which is a job discussion place. So like, if I want to know more about what's good about my job, whether I want to switch something up, just keep in contact with other people who know the pain of being a healer main, etc. That's where I'm going to go for that. Rainbow Materia, so, you know, a community for LGBTQ plus community within FF14. There's an art Discord. There's multiple art Discords, in fact, that I take part in. G-Posers is another one because I love sitting there and screenshotting stuff, and I can appreciate other people's artwork through these different mediums. So there's a ton even to your specific data center and your server. So if you're looking for somewhere to kind of build up a community during the time in which you would want to play and then come back again, you'll be able to keep up with what's going on in the game with ease, even if you're not really playing it. Of course, Discord isn't the only place on the internet where you can chat to others about Final Fantasy XIV. You've got your Twitter, X, or Instagram, or TikTok. Maybe people are still using Facebook for this kind of thing. I don't know. I haven't used Facebook in ages, really. But the reason that I state Discord in particular is because it's very easy to confine your need to be involved with the community or want to be involved with the community to a particular place and social platform without being bombarded by it on the daily in the way the majority of these social platforms like to do. There's tons and tons and tons of different people and personalities to follow and interact with on social platforms that would lead you to other people to meet through the medium of Final Fantasy XIV. But I honestly think that there's a slightly better way of accomplishing this than through, say, X. So here is where I want to bring up content creators. So as a content creator myself, I believe firmly that part of our job as content creators, at least in my opinion, is to bring people together under a common ground. So use us to your advantage. Like, I'm always of the opinion that having a common ground to start a conversation is brilliant, but it's the people from whom you develop deeper connections that make the magic of a culture like FF14's. Joining in with a streamer, say, community, like any streamer, not necessarily me, though of course I would love for you to come and join in with my streams on Twitch as someone who always puts chatting to my audience first, which of course I will link down below, but it doesn't have to be me. Doesn't necessarily put you just in a deeper connection with the content creator that you're watching, but also the other people that are also in the chat or the YouTube comments or the Twitter responses, X, I'll get it right one day, I swear, the comments with you. So you're able to interact with new people all the time and having Final Fantasy XIV as that common ground. And by being in a stream or a video that has Final Fantasy XIV in mind, it's pretty obvious that you're in a safe space to talk about that kind of game, as you're in a space where the majority of people are there because they also like the game. So perhaps you might discover some new challenges through content creators as well. So, for example, after FanFest, I've recently become obsessed with PvP crystalline conflict because of people like Rook and Liffy and, Brian Ricardo. And this relationship, of course, goes both ways because I am not well versed in PvP crystalline conflict, but I want to learn. So if you are, as somebody who is viewing, or, I'm also really sort of interested in Deep Dungeon solo and the Necromancer title and stuff like that. If you're somebody that knows a lot about that, has kind of been there and done it, then I'd personally love to hear from you, and I'm sure a lot of other people would too, because you can then use the knowledge and the experience that you've gained to help someone else who's learning something that you've already had your own fun with. And that way, people will not only flock to you, but you'll get to relive that experience again by living vicariously through others. So this next point will lead on from the previous point I made about imparting your knowledge on your favorite content creators, but I think it actually extends to everybody, because realistically, we all talk about the have you heard about the acclaimed MMORPG and all of that fluff phrase and the legendary meme. But realistically, in practice, don't you think it sounds a little bit like you're trying to recruit people into some kind of a cult? Being real, the best method you have for showing people how amazing this game and the culture surrounding it is going to be sharing why this game has affected you. Now, I know for a fact that the last 14 video I made that was talking about how big a deal FanFest was for me has resonated with people, because a ton of you have messaged me and told me that it had resonated with you, and you're more than welcome to keep that coming, by the way. I'm definitely enjoying the validation that comes from that. But those same experiences that you might have had could easily resonate with other people. So I've kind of listed that skill as almost like storytelling, where you kind of explain to people why your experience means so much to you and therefore why it would to them. But it's not the only kind of experience or skill that you might have to share that can connect you with the community and the game itself without actually playing it. If you've got a skill that you love to share or a creative outlet, you'd be shocked at how willing to experience those skills the FF14 community actually is. So I'm beginning this by referring to some extremely talented people that I've been very fortunate to getting to know over the last year, such as Husky by the Geek and Alex Mukala, who provide musical covers that have become universally celebrated across not only the FF14 community, but people outside of it as well, and showcasing their immense skills on YouTube and social media, getting to a point where they shared the stage with the people they were inspired to make music from. But there's also a lot of people out there, such as artists like myself, who I've only just started to scratch the surface of the art world of Final Fantasy XIV, but going back to my point about various Discord servers and various outlets that you could find, the art world for Final Fantasy XIV is actually huge. There's so many artists, talented people, musical, traditional, digital art, all sorts of different ways of expressing love for Final Fantasy XIV that's not done through just playing the game, who want to share their work and their passions through this medium that everyone has in common, which is the world of FF14 itself. Art contests are held by Square Enix themselves that showcase these artists and their work. Not only that, but there's like weapon design contests that come up that we've seen integrated into the game. And even the people that don't win still get celebrated from their efforts. Cooking even can be expressed through FF14. Go grab the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook and cook up thousands of coffee biscuits, like the good old days back in Shadowbringers. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that no matter what kind of creative skill set or outlet you have, there's going to be a way to conduct it through Final Fantasy XIV. Actually, do you know what? Show off your favorite creative outlets in the comments below, because I would personally love to look through them. Now, I find it ironic that, of course, I'm making this video about, what to do when you're not playing Final Fantasy XIV, but I'm actually playing it quite a lot at the moment. So if you want to come and chill with me while I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV and come and chat with me about 14 or pretty much anything else, then definitely come and find me over on Twitch. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications on any future videos we might be making. I'd appreciate any interaction with this stuff because, you know, algorithms and, you know, engagement and all of that, those buzzwords that YouTubers need in order to survive. And also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, don't forget to have a look at my Patreon link in the description box below. I'm actually working on something really exciting for Patreon, and actually everybody else as well, that's involving my artwork, and I thank the FF14 community a great deal for inspiring me to take that extra step with my art journey. I've made title cards for all of my patrons, as I have done for a good couple of years now, but there's a little extra spice that I'm really looking forward to doing when it comes to this. It's going to take a while, but I'm really excited for it, so hopefully it'll all pan out okay. Thank you all very much for coming along, and hope you enjoyed this video and continue to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV same as I do. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other stuff you'd like me to cover on 14, and with that I shall leave you and love you and leave you. So have a great day everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.